Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? Vega here for SerpentX Special Forces. This is a show that we do every Saturday around 12 p.m. after Red Panda Mining and Crypto McKell's morning crypto called Caffeine Crypto. I do not have my NOS energy drink, but I do have one. It's just going to be saved for something afterwards. So I welcome you to join me in drinking a caffeinated beverage of your choice. If you don't enjoy caffeine, please drink water or whatever you enjoy. I just got some good old coffee. So, the NOS is being saved for an event that I'm going to afterwards. Thank you everybody from coming over from Red Panda Mining or from whatever crypto live event you were watching. But today's the funeral, so I'll be saving my NOS for that. Going to be catching up with some of the guys, seeing how they're doing. And go from there. But let's go ahead. I got some news topics I want to go over and cover with you guys, and I'm gonna blow through it. If you have any questions, concerns, need to get my attention or anything like that, there's two ways to do that. Please at me or send a super chat. Only send a super chat if you can afford to, because I want you guys to always focus on yourselves. Take care of you, your family, whatever your priorities are first. YouTubers come last. We are not a priority. We're just sharing our information, experience, or otherwise. So, we're still sitting in this range. It is a very boring range that Bitcoin's been sitting in. I don't know how long we'll continue to sit in here, but from my understanding and from what I know in TA, we're going to be around this range for a while, and it sucks. So don't expect anything crazy. Now, when I say a while, my prediction, and this is just pure speculation, not financial advice, my prediction is that we may start to see a run-up either late July or August, maybe. But then we have to prepare ourselves mentally for the holiday crash. So if we do have a run-up, there's a possibility that there's going to be a significant pullback during the Thanksgiving, Christmas holiday, because people would take their money or assets, convert, take some profits, whatever, to pay for vacations, gifts, family, whatever it may be. So just be prepared for that. I mean, we've been just in this descending, I don't even know if you call this a descending wedge, but I guess it would be a descending wedge. And we've been trying to push up, and we just keep falling farther and farther. So, traders are withdrawing 2,000 Bitcoin from centralized exchanges, which I always recommend. Never keep your funds on an exchange. You always want to keep it in a cold storage, hardware wallet of some type. So the number of BTC held on centralized exchanges has consistently fallen since May, with roughly 2,000 BTC worth roughly $66 million flowing out of exchanges daily. Glassnode on Monday, the week on-chain report found that Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges has fallen back to levels not seen since April. The month that saw BTC blast to its all-time high was roughly 65K. The researchers noted that during the bull run leading up to this peak, relentless depletion of exchange coin reserves was a key theme. Glassnode concludes that much of the BTC went to Grayscale GPTC trusts or was accumulated by institutions driving a persistent net flow from exchanges. However, the Bitcoin price slumped in May. This trend reversed as coins were sent to exchanges for liquidation. Now the net transfer volume has moved back to negative territory again as outflows increase. And I haven't put it in here, but any of the articles that I go over in today's stream is going to be linked in the description below. I'll probably add it as I go along. If you're watching this in the future, just please check out the description for any useful links or links to the articles / useful links that help support the channel, and I greatly appreciate your time and effort. If you're watching right now, you're coming over for Red Panda Mining, please do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. Let YouTube know to promote this video. So, the report also noted that the proportion of on-chain transaction fees represented by exchange deposits declined to 14% dominance this past week, following a brief peak of around 17% in May. On-chain fees associated with withdrawals saw a notable bounce from 3.7% up to 5.4% this month, suggesting an increased preference for accumulation over sales. And the fall in exchange reserves appears to have coincided with an uptick in capital flows to decentralized finance protocols over the past fortnight. According to DeFi Llama, the total value locked has increased by 21% since June 26, as it has climbed to 92 billion from 92 billion to 111 billion. So people are moving their money off of exchanges, probably locking up in some type of DeFi or something like that, which I agree, because if you guys watch Crypto Macau, when him and Jay were talking about, you know, certain projects on one of their streams, I was asking questions about PancakeSwap, Uniswap, SushiSwap, you know, what's a good place, what's a good thing, and farming liquidity or having some type of yield farming, or even if you're just hodling on an exchange that you trust and are prepared to lose in case they get hacked, can earn you some interest. And if you can earn some interest on the crypto that you're hodling anyways, you might as well. Anytime to stack some more sats, I would say definitely go for it. By the way, I do want to mention that the shirt that I'm wearing right here is from the Savage Mind collection, which is available on dogelord.com. It's not under my collection, it's under Savage Mind's collection. And it's a really good shirt. A lot of people like it. It gets pretty good sales. You can always check that out. Link is in the description, by the way. My hair looks like crap. So, Red Panda Mining posted a Twitter video, or a video on Twitter, and we also talked about it in Discord. Malaysia is literally crushing thousands of illegal Bitcoin miners. Authorities in Malaysia destroyed, and this video is horrible, I'll play it for you in a second. Authorities in Malaysia destroyed more than $1.2 million worth of Bitcoin mining rigs after they were all confiscated for operating illegally. In a video posted today by local news outlet Dayak Daily, police in the city of Mari, on the island of Borano, and oh my god, these names, and an energy company arranged for a steamroller to roll over 1,069 Bitcoin miners, so ASICs. The rigs were reportedly confiscated from the residents of Malaysia attempting to illegally mine the cryptocurrency using stolen electricity between February and April. And headphone users, beware. I'm going to hit play. I'm not sure if it's going to be too loud, but we'll find out. That sound. Why didn't they just sell it? So, Chinese authorities reportedly auctioned more than 2,000 rigs in February that had been seized for similar reasons. The Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance estimates that Malaysia contributed about 3.44% of Bitcoin's total monthly hash rate as of April. The country has an annual energy consumption of more than 147 terawatt hours. That to me is a waste right there. Somebody would have bought those. Somebody would have, even if they weren't profitable, somebody would have bought those. Additionally, if you're crushing it, I'm hoping Malaysia authorities, you're recycling, because the rare earth materials or minerals or anything that we're running low on, especially now during this confined area or environment that we're in, that you're recycling these. Because there's a lot of components. The PCBs could be recycled. The metal shells could be recycled. The aluminum shells could be recycled. The fans could have been utilized in some form or fashion, maybe on servers. There could have been a better way to recoup your department's funds, right? So you seize this rather than crushing it and then maybe sending it to a recycling plant. You could have sold some of these and put that into the department fund. So this to me was a waste. You did very horrible in making it. Whoever made this decision is a fucking idiot. Excuse my language. I don't like cursing on Caffeine and Crypto. My apologies, YouTube, and my apologies to the young ones. But you're an idiot. Make better choices in life. All right, moving on. Let's see here. I gotta keep up with these articles. So Ethereum 2.0 upgrade aren't the game changer that could bring more users. Ethereum 2.0 has been pegged as the blockchain messiah of Ethereum. Newsflash, it's not. The long-awaited changes are not expected to solve core issues that are plaguing the network and forestalling wider adoption. The color of the shirt Golden Wolf is the heather gray. Vitalik Buterin, the brilliant mastermind behind Ethereum blockchain, considers the personnel working with Ethereum as a bigger problem than the actual software. Let me copy this real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Putting this again in the description. There's a lot to read in here. Feel free to check it out down below. So Vitalik, personnel, yada yada, bigger problem. All right. As he stated in a recent interview with Forecast News, while the personnel working on the project may or may not be problematic, it's surely not the only shortcoming. As promising as the new rollout may seem, the kind of software upgrades set to be introduced would not solve the long-term problems plaguing the network for reaching the heights Buterin and his disciples once envisioned. Ethereum currently runs on proof of work, which we all know, that enables up to 15 transactions per second or so, double that of Bitcoin. Because of few transactions, the few transactions that can be processed per second, the price to process faster becomes competitive. Research by Dunn Analytics shows 2 to 5% of transactions on Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges or DEXs failed to complications such as insufficient gas prices. Another core issue is the Ethereum platform faces, but often disregards is poor user experience or UI. As a result, the average user who may be interested in exchanging on DEX or dApps or non-fungible token marketplace, for example, will avoid doing so because most user interfaces are not intuitive. That's kind of contradictory. So it's not intuitive, but also lacks sufficient educational resources to give the users the know-how to use these platforms. And it goes on and on and on. Again, you can read on further. A big thing right now and a big news topic that popped up today, if you weren't aware, or this week, was the fact of the Time Bandit, or MEV. That was a big discussion amongst the group in the core crypto miner community, with Edgar working on a project and kind of going back and forth with some of the devs. The Time Bandit is kind of a concerning situation. If you haven't caught yourself up on that, I would recommend doing so. Not only did Son of a Tech do a good job covering the subject, but so did our boy and homie Carter from BitsBeTrippin. You guys gotta check it out. So they provide you a catch-up on the risk of a Time Bandit, and Son of a Tech talks about MEV Time Bandit reorg. So basically, just a short version of it real quick. I really want you guys to go check those out. Matter of fact, let me put that in the description right now. Long story short, if something happens in a negative light or a negative way, Ethermine or somebody could pay to have the chain reorganize. From Son of a Tech and BitsBeTrippin. Whether or not that's gonna happen, and I think it was Hassan. If I said, I probably ruined his name, or I forgot the individual's name. Basically, if Ethermine did participate in something like this, they would likely get, black flagged, so to speak, and by the Ethereum community and stuff like that. But go watch those videos. They're in the description. The guys did a very good job covering the subject. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It is it looks like it's very possible. It looks like, from my math and what I've seen and what I've heard and what I researched, it's about 75% possible to do a reorg or a time ban on it. So you roll back the chain. If for some reason an exchange gets hacked, like say for example Binance gets hacked for $70 million, it's possible for them to pay XYZ to reorg or do a reorg and then get that money that they lost from the hack, which is counterintuitive and is one of the reasons why Ethereum Classic and Ethereum split, right? Because that hack way back when, Ethereum wanted to roll back, and Ethereum Classic was like, no, we just need to learn from it and do better and increase our security and stuff like that. And so we had a divide amongst the Ethereum community, and we had a split to two chains. And I covered that in general, or basic coverage of it, in my recent video, if you haven't checked that out, on the upcoming Ethereum Classic fork. So make sure you check that out in the channel. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Vega. This is SerpentX Special Forces. This is a show that I do every Saturday, but I also do tech-related content, teardowns. A lot of my stuff lately has been on crypto, and especially lately it's been about Chia, or hard drive farming, mining, whatever you want to call it. So I do apologize for all my techies and gamers out there that I haven't been really producing too much coverage in that area. But thank you for your patience. Bear with me. And if you're interested in any of that, please subscribe. And don't forget the notification bell as well to stay up to date. After Binance solicits praise from the US agencies, DOJ says stop. DOJ says no thanks. The US Justice Department responds to Binance Holdings Ltd, which has sought thank you notes from other federal agencies in return for aiding probes into illicit funds that are flowing through the cryptocurrency exchange. Binance, facing mounting government scrutiny around the world, has publicly touted the messages to argue it's one of the good guys that's trying to help out the agencies. But behind the scenes, the request has also have bothered the U.S. top law enforcement agency that it sent email this month to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Secret Service, and IRS, and others, demanding agents stop signing the letters, said two people familiar with the matter, to rebuke in the latest sign of rising tensions between the U.S. and Binance, which runs the biggest digital token trading platform in the world. The Justice Department argued that Binance is bound by law to cooperate with criminal investigations, so appreciative notes shouldn't be necessary to secure a company's aid, said the people who asked not to be named, and to discuss internal communications. Regulators talk constantly about how cryptocurrencies are being used for concealed processes like drugs or money laundering or terrorism. And as much as they want to keep blaming cryptocurrency, this, that, and the other, fiat currency is also used for all of those illicit activities. Additionally, we have a comment here that says, we engage with regulators, and I believe this is from Binance, we engage with regulators and law enforcement in a collaborative fashion to combat cyber crimes as part of our ongoing effort to help make the industry a better place. The letters we've received acknowledging our assistance speak for themselves. So basically, in short here, what I'm trying to say, and what this article is trying to say, is that Binance is cooperating with the government agencies throughout the world, but Binance wants like a seal of approval. Hey, we worked with this guy. Hey, we worked with that guy. We did this for this guy. They're using these letters to kind of be like, hey, we're on the side of the good guys, while everybody right now is really clamping down on them. I'm not going to even continue reading the bottom here, but I will add this to the links. So if you want to continue to read it, you can feel free to do so. I know many of you tell me, Chris, you don't need to read to me. But I just want to highlight some key parts in this articles and go over it with you, and then kind of share your thoughts as well. Moving on, more Binance kind of in the news. I do have a question though. So, have you ever mined Flux or TCR? Both seem profitable. Won't be impacted by the upcoming ETH mining change. So I have mined Flux. I'm not mining it right this second. TCR, I'm be honest with you, no sir. Let's go look up TCR real quick. And this is not a channel where I just go over coins, but I'll look through it. So this project is fairly new. Looks pretty good. It's on Uniswap, so I can't mine it. Is this the right TCR? So we can't mine this coin. But no, I haven't. I have mined Flux. So moving on with more information about this. So we got the U.S. cracking down on Binance. We got other countries really, kind of saying Binance isn't this or isn't that. So Binance is in a heap of trouble right now, which is not good because it's one of the largest exchanges. and it's going to stifle adoption. I know Binance does some shady things, but they really need to work with the regulators. But at the same time, the regulators and the government institutions need to understand that not everybody who uses cryptocurrency is a freaking criminal. There needs to be some level of privacy, the respect of individual privacy, but at the same time, worry about the big apples. Don't worry about the small apples and the individual people that might be doing something shysty. Worry about the big guys that are making millions, if not billions of dollars doing shady practices or some type of illegal whatever it may be. So Italian finance regulator issues warning on Binance crypto exchange. So yeah, this stuff is getting heated. Binance is under the magnifying glass. It's getting really cramped right now, and it needs to be careful. If it's not careful, then the world governments will come down upon Binance, and then we won't have a Binance anymore, which I really do enjoy. Here in the US, we only have Binance US, but whatever. It's okay. So Italy's securities market regulator and a bunch of words and letters, CoinSob, has issued a statement in which it said that Binance Group and affiliate companies are unauthorized to provide investment services and operate in Italy. So if you're in Italy, you may want to get your funds off of Binance, move it to some type of DEX or other exchange or whatnot. I'm not even sure if you can. If you can do it in Italy, I know you may use your VPN and just get around that, but just be careful, just in case those accounts get locked down. Usually when Binance has a shutdown in a particular location or country, you will be able to get your funds. More Binance information and talking about the Italian regulators. Binance is not authorized to authorize in Italy. Major cryptocurrency exchange Binance is not authorized to carry out any activities or all activities in Italy, the country's market watchdog said on Thursday, joining a string of global regulatory moves against the platform. Binance Group companies are not authorized to provide investment services and activities in Italy, even via the exchange main website, which has offered information in Italian on derivatives and tokenized version of stocks. A Binance spokesperson said on the website did not operate out of Italy and that the CoinSob notice has no direct impact of its services or on its services. We take a collaborative approach in working with regulators, and we take our compliance obligations very seriously, which you better, because otherwise if you don't, they're going to take you down. Then we won't have a good exchange to use, which there are other exchanges that can be used. It's not a big deal, but you just got to be careful if you're going to open up some sort of DeFi, some sort of DEX, whatever it may be. You always got to play ball with the dang regulators. So watchdogs in Thailand, Japan, Germany, and the United States have also targeted Binance in recent months. BaFin and Germany regulators said in April that Binance risked being fined for offering so-called stock tokens. So what a stock token is basically, for example, a token pegged to Tesla dollar. Stock token. What are stock tokens? Binance stock tokens let users buy a fraction of a publicly traded company's shares without paying commission fees. Stocks are on offer include Apple, Coinbase, Microsoft, MicroStrategy, and Tesla. So that is a no-no to these regulators. Moving on, getting away from Binance. Sorry about that. Let me check out chat. Yeah, the professor, I'm still looking at ERG. ERG mining is really good right now for AMD GPUs, at least the 6000 series and the 5000 series. And then MCW, how much hash rate does your mining rig have? So it's about 750 Ethereum. And then for the other algos, I forgot what it is. But yeah, I only have two main rigs. AMD, one all AMD, one all Nvidia. That's it. I don't have a farm or anything like that. All right, so Dogecoin, sorry for scrolling up and down there, guys. I'm sorry. Dogecoin creator likens cryptocurrency to a scam run by powerful cartel to benefit the rich. Dogecoin co-founder Jackson Palmer created the digital currency in 2013, which we all know about, the meme cryptocurrency Dogecoin. The Australian entrepreneur suggested this week in a series of blistering tweets denouncing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrencies as something resembling a mass Ponzi scheme to extract new money from the financially desperate and naive, so retail investors. Evans has a good question. I'm going to pause here real quick. This is where we're at. Evan asked, what are your thoughts on mining Raven with LHR cards? So Raven coin from some of the cards that we tested is not throttled like Ethereum is. So unfortunately, if you do have an LHR card, say that 5 times fast, you are going to have to mine some type of alternative crypto. Unfortunately, it seems that there's a problem with Ergo now too. On some of the cards, we're seeing diminished hash rate on Ergo mining. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but if you haven't checked out my coverage, my live stream of testing the 3070 Ti or the 3080 Ti, check those out. I also have a Reddit page that I post to frequently, and all my data is on there, where you can see the hash rate at what power draw and stuff like that. And then you can make a decision for yourself on what coin you can mine or what coin you should be mining. All those mining calculators that are out there are just estimations. Of course, with very fine tuning and optimizations, you can get a little bit more hash rate with less power draw. Moving on, after years of studying it, talking about the cryptocurrency, he believes that the cryptocurrency is inherently right-wing, hyper-capitalistic technology built primarily to amplify the wealth of its proponents through a combination of tax avoidance, diminished regulatory oversight, and artificially enforced scarcity. I disagree, but everybody's entitled to their own opinions. He wants to go on here. The cryptocurrency industry leverages a network of shady business connections, bought influencers, which I do agree with that, and pay-for-play media outlets to perpetuate a cult-like get-rich-quick funnel designed to extract new money from financially desperate and naive individuals. So I believe there's a few people in the crypto space that's already been rebutting some of his comments on it. I don't agree with him, but we got to think back, and this is just me, again, sharing my own opinion. You're welcome to your own. Feel free to leave it down in the comments if you're watching this in the future or in the live chat. But the cryptocurrency, in my mind, was the people's money, is the people's money. But now that so many institutions and big companies and big guys and big fish and big whales and all the money makers are in the space now, they're gobbling up all the cryptocurrency, and we are unable to really get a good stronghold or a good strong position in the market unless we're mining. And even if we're mining, if you're an at-home miner like me with only 2 rigs, it's going to take a while for you to even have 1 full Bitcoin. You may never even get 1 full Bitcoin if you're just starting now. So it's unfortunate that so much of the what people call the 1%, I don't call them that. When people call the 1%, the rich, the famous, the people with a lot of money, the venture capitalists, taking much of the cryptocurrency market by storm, not leaving much for the average individual like you or I, sucks. But Bitcoin isn't the only cryptocurrency. Ethereum isn't the only cryptocurrency. If you can find that one special one that has some real world use cases that's going to do really good, and you get in at the right time or you mine it at the right time, great. You know, honestly, I was thinking about doing a video on this, but say for example, you got 6 3080s right now, and not the LHR, but the regular one, right? You could be mining Ethereum and making around $30 a day. But what happens if you start to look at some of the other cryptocurrencies? Instead of focusing on the top dog, what happens if you start stacking up Raven coin and making almost 500 Raven a day? Or Conflux and making almost 100 Conflux a day? Or say, for example, Equilibra. Not that I think it's going to blow up. Or, I mean, BitTube Cash. So you see all these coins where you get a lot in 24 hours of mining? What happens if you mine, you know, this coin for 2 days, and then this coin for 2 days, and then this coin for 2 days, and you get, you know, thousands or hundreds of this coin, and you hodl it? Maybe because you believe in the project, you know, you see some real world use cases, you see some benefit from it. Maybe because you know it's a meme coin and somebody's going to pump it up. If you can get into those coins while they're low or not as sought after, and then it blows up before the rich and the 1% jump in and start buying a whole bunch, then you can take some profits, convert it into Bitcoin, and you have more sats, you have more BTC. But it's a fine game. It's a game of cat and mouse. It's about finding the right project. I always look for projects that meet my criteria of a tangible benefit, real world use cases, that has a good core team, dev team, good marketing, online presence, keeps updating the GitHub. Those are some of the things that I look at, not all of them. But if it meets your criteria and you see this product is going to blow up, even if it doesn't have a real world use case, maybe that's something you can get into. Yes, these are Gundam cards. That's what we're going to talk about. So if you haven't caught it, Jay's 2 cents did do a Gundam build, a Gundam theme build. And these are the Asus cards for Gundam. So even the rarest Nvidia GeForce RTX 3080 GPUs are being sold for crypto mining. Limited edition Asus Gundam RTX 3080 graphics card are being sold in pre-built mining rigs. As hard as it is to find the Nvidia RTX 3080, some limited edition models are even rarer in the mass production produced variants, and yet even those exclusive graphics cards are still being marketed or sold to crypto miners over regular PC owners. As spotted by Video Cards, a Vietnamese computing store has been photographed cramming multiple Asus RTX 3080 ROG Strix Gundam cards, one of the rarest GPUs around, into mining rigs. The Asus Gundam series, a crossover from the iconic Japanese sci-fi franchise, only has a limited production run in Asia. The series graphics cards are therefore both highly sought after and extremely expensive, even by the bloated standard of generic 3000 series cards. Its price hit as high as $3,000. You think of a combination of a vast expense and even greater scarcity than usual would make Asus Gundam cards a less attractive target for miners, but apparently there's no GPU prestigious enough that it can't be put to work mining cryptocurrency, especially now when these particular models launched before Nvidia started adding hash rate limiters, intentionally crippling the mining performance. So these cards do not have the LHR limitations on it. So if you can get your hands on a Gundam card, first off, if you get your hands on one of these Asus Gundam cards, you need to hit me up and let me have it, please. I would really like to have one of these cards, especially the Gundam model. If you haven't noticed my channel thumbnail, there's your sign. Should you buy used graphics cards? Jeffrey Harrison, thank you for being a member of the X Special Forces. By the way, guys, if you feel like joining down below, go ahead and hit the join button. Emmanuel Matos, thank you so much for being a part of the X Special Forces community. Appreciate you guys. And by joining, you help support the channel to help me continue to make content like this, because I do work a full-time job. I'm a father, husband, all that good stuff. And making YouTube videos for the guys, for all of you, ladies, men, whoever, brings me joy, brings me pleasure, because I love helping people and I love bringing a smile to your face or bringing some insight to you if I can. So should you buy used graphics cards? And I'll check chat here in just a second, but I want to hear your thoughts on this. So I'm not going to read all this. Long story short, the GPU market's crazy, okay? The GPU market's crazy. Everybody knows that. That's not the point. Right now, a 1060, which was sold at MSRP in July 2016, was around $300, maybe about $250. But now, it's absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Most GPUs, even the low-end, older cards, are going to be selling anywhere from $500 to $600, which is just crazy. And should you buy used GPUs is the question. Well, it depends on a number of variables, and you need to look for it. Thank you, Alex, for becoming a techie. Appreciate you. So here's some key points that I want to point out here. Right, so the market's crazy right now, but it is kind of pulling back a little bit. The pricing of the GPUs are pulling back a little bit. Even the bot scalpers are having to reduce prices because the products that they're trying to sell at the prices they're trying to sell it won't go, okay? So we've seen a price drop for the Ampere Nvidia GPUs, drop about 15% on the secondhand market. But, of course, GPUs is still very hard to find, very hard to get. This article gives you the whole synopsis on what you should look for, what you should do, stuff like that. I've done a video about this. I have to go and find it, but I've done a video about whether or not you should buy secondhand GPUs, what to look out for, stuff like that. With the secondhand GPU market, my biggest concern is scalpers taking advantage of users looking for non-LHR cards. Right, you're looking for a card that you want to do a 24/7 miner with, and you're looking for non-LHR. However, a scalper may say it's non-LHR or it's, Rev 1 or before Rev 2 came out, and then you get it and it's LHR and then you're handicapped. So you got to be very careful. If you're going to buy from the secondhand market, challenge the people on eBay, ask questions. How long have you used it for? What do you run it at? Is the fans ticking? Are the fans working? Have you replaced the thermal paste? Does it have memory thermal pads? Did you add thermal pads? Like, valid questions to help you ascertain, okay, this is a card I want, or no, this isn't a card I want. You're going to have to, if you can't buy new with the prices that they're at right now, you're going to have to shoot for the secondhand market. And do stay tuned to the channel for the monthly build series. The monthly build series, we're going to be utilizing secondhand last gen GPUs to build a 6 GPU mining rig, and I want to show you the cost, the profit, all that good stuff. So stay tuned to the channel for that. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe and the notification bell to stay up to date. But you can find good used GPUs, last gen or a previous gen, for a okay price. Now, yeah, a 2016 card shouldn't be sold at $700 when it was released at MSRP for $250. It shouldn't. But of course, the market the way it is absolutely nuts. So just gonna have to bear with us and kind of go from there. Now I'm gonna put it back on crypto. I do have a couple of new other articles to go over, but let me check chat real quick. If you have any questions, please at me or send a super chat if you can afford to. Don't send a super chat if you can't afford to. Save your money if you need to. All right, so Evans Jason says, do we have to move to altcoins after EIP 1559? That is a good question. I also have another series that I do every month of the most profitable cryptocurrency to mine, and I won't be able to get that data together until after August or at the end of August, but I suspect that we're going to see a decrease in profitability, but I would mine whatever project you care about. Whatever. Right now it's like a downturn, right? So you need to be stacking sats for the various projects that you believe in, so that way when the market does run up, you have all of those assets already ready to go, okay? You can switch to altcoins right now. I know a lot of people already started switching. So the cards I have are a 3080, a 3060 Ti, a 3060, a 3070, a 2080, a 1080 Ti, 1660 Supers times 2, 1660 Ti, 4 RX 5700s and XT, they're basically the same, and 590, and then an RX 6800, and that's it. That's all the GPUs I have. Nothing crazy. You're saying your short links in the comments are removed. It's saying your short links in the comments are removed. All right, I'm gonna have to go through that. Thank you for letting me know. Was there a specific link you were looking for there, LN2 Pro? Let me know in the live chat. Thank you for pointing it out. I hate YouTube for doing that. I optimize my links, or I do my best to optimize my link, but then they either remove it or it gets jacked up in some form or fashion. All right, so Alex is saying something here. I purchased a brand new sealed 3070 last night, and the guys actually took a photo of the model and serial and confirmed it's non-LHR. There you go. So if you're looking for a 3000 series GPU on a secondhand market, ask the user to take a picture of the serial to confirm it's non-LHR. So it does happen if you look and get the right people, but some people won't do that. That was off of Facebook Marketplace. He was able to get it. If it helps to be transparent, he says that he paid $950 for a 3070. A little bit high for my taste, but obviously, again, because the market's the way it is, it's whatever. Seems like all of the RB links. Okay, thank you. So if you're clicking on any of the links in the description, I apologize. I'm going to try to fix it. I don't know why all the RB links are not working now. Amazon affiliate links wouldn't work, and then you use link shortener, and it gets crazy. So my apologies. Doge Lord works, BlockFi, if you want to sign up for BlockFi, Coinbase. But that's actually what I'm doing, is I'm using various outlets to stack my sats for various cryptocurrencies, right? So BlockFi, might have Chainlink, and then Celsius might have Polygon, because they give a better or higher APY. And then I'm using Ledger for Cosmos, Tezos, Algo, and I'm just earning more on it. Pancake for Pancake and BNB, Sushi Swap for Sushi, Uniswap for Uniswap, and all of those cryptocurrencies I don't plan on moving because the fees are high, right? So you don't want to keep moving stuff, especially on Uniswap, because it uses the Ethereum chain. It's just going to keep costing you money. So I put it there. It's going to sit for a while, and I'm just going to chill and stack those sats. So going back to Chia, I know a lot of you guys probably get done with me making Chia content. I do apologize, but I just really want to. I like tinkering, and I like the Chia project. So I started mining it, and not doing too bad actually. So the Chia network, the smart transaction platform created by BitTorrent founder Bram Cohen, has added 5 executives across multiple divisions, including sales, product development, professional services, and has nearly doubled its workforce since closing its last venture round early May. The San Francisco-based company said in a press release the hiring would help it reach its goals of making deeper inroads in the financial services community. The Chia platform is designed to make crypto financial transactions user-friendly and energy efficient. Now, that energy efficient has been a hotly debated topic because I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to keep my comments to myself. I'm putting a tweet out. I completely forgot to tweet out today's live stream, and it's already almost over, so my apologies. Sorry. All right, before I lose any more people. All right, so Chia's expansion and key talent acquisition will support our growth and the broader adoption of our cryptocurrency. Chia President and Chief Operating Officer Gene Hoffman said in a release. The hiring reflects Chia's promise to spend a good portion of its $61 million it raised in its recent Series D capital round that was led by Anderson Horowitz and Richmond Global Ventures. Chia now has 40 employees, including the latest newcomers, up from 21 on May 3rd. It was also the day that I started trying to hire like a madman, Hoffman said. And I trust Hoffman to make good decisions. I trust Bram because he's a pretty smart guy. A little bit awkward, but pretty smart guy. So hence the reason why I like the project. I know a lot of people rooting it for it to fail and stuff like that, but I do like the project. Hoffman expects to add another 30 people by the end of the year, about half in research and development, and the remainder in various business roles. Cohen has for years made clear his intent to take Chia public. Steve Booth, the new vice president of sales, moved from subscription and recurring revenue services provider Vindicia, along with Trace Galloway, who's the vice president of sales engineering. Paul Hansworth, who is now the vice president of product, was a product manager at Amazon's virtual assistant Alexa unit. Nice. Jay Eckert, who is the vice president of ecosystem operations, served as an executive of software tools developer GeneVid Technologies, while Ken Griggs, who's the senior director of customer success and professional services, worked at Deloitte. So yeah, Chia's trying to build up. It's still a new project, and it's still having some serious after effects or waves in the community. All right, I'll fix it, guys. Don't worry about clicking the links. I'll fix it. Wait for the video to be uploaded, and then you can check out the links. If not, I'll have it fixed by next time's Caffeine and Crypto. Thank you, though, for trying to help out the channel and click the links in it. I do apologize. The professor says, with all the current concerns with ETH, how do you feel about competing blockchains like Polkadot, Cardano, Solana? Also, ETH competitive positions against these POS chains. POS is not a piece of, it's proof of stake. There's some good chains out there. Some are side chains and some are actual layer 2 solutions. Cardano is a layer 2 solution. I believe it is, right? Yeah. So I like Cardano. I like Polkadot. I'm in both. I'm staking and holding both. But only Cardano has become really attractive to people recently, when I was accumulating and working on it back when it was, around 10 cents. So that tells you how long I've been keeping my eye on the project. But yeah, those solutions are up and running now. They're proof of they provide relief. For example, Polygon Matic being utilized to get payments from Ethermine is a good option. A little bit cumbersome. It could be a little bit easier, but a good option compared to paying exorbitant gas prices for getting your own money. But yeah, there's a space for those chains, and there's a benefit for those chains to help out other blockchains, and it just needs to be utilized. So the hard drive mining market, or the hard drive market in general, is getting hit because of the mining craze about Chia. The market's under huge pressure, not only because of the supply and demand situation, but also because of the pandemic. The pandemic is still impacting production, right? We're having many of our cars, wood, ammunition, products, CPUs, GPUs being impacted by the pandemic because of what you need to make those products is scarce, or the demand has risen completely out of whack. Demand for hard drive outstripping supply in May and June due to Chia coin farming craze, which caused a massive increase in hard drives prices. Both Seagate and Western Digital maximized their hard drive output in the second quarter to ease the shortages, but did not commit to investing any money in expanding their production capacities. Meanwhile, the actual increase of hard drive shipments in Q2 2021 was rather a modest 275 million to 445 million units. Now, I wouldn't blame Seagate or Western Digital for trying to create or expand their fabs just because of Chia and because of the current supply and demand situation, because what happens if hard drive mining fails, or farming Chia fails, or a new project comes out and it fails? Then you have all these hard drives with nothing to do with it. So I don't blame them for not expanding production, but they are picking up production to try to ease that situation. So Western Digital could increase its shipments by over 7.8% quarter over quarter. Toshiba could boost its supply by 7.8% quarter over quarter as well, whereas Seagate could increase its unit shipments by 2.8%. So we'll see a little bit of relief, but hard drive prices are not going anywhere. Now, PNY is not helping the situation when it posts stuff like this, where it's talking about its new LX SSDs for Chia plotting, and it has a high endurance. So PNY unveiled its new LX family of SSDs that are designed specifically for write-intensive workloads, such as Chia plotting and mining. I wonder how that is with Mad Max, right? So when it comes to Mad Max, compared to the original way to plot, it's a lot easier, but it does eat the only thing I worry about is with endurance, and this thing has some serious endurance. So it has an unprecedented endurance rating of 54,000 terabytes written. Now, my NVMe SSD, enterprise SSD, the Micron 7300 Pro, has 4.2 petabytes written. I am never going to run that thing down with Chia plots. Never. But this thing has 54 terabytes written. I just found out that matter of fact, I'm going to come to you guys with a video where I identified if I get all the data together. I haven't got all the data together yet, but I only got one drive or a couple drives, where I identified the total endurance, the actual true total endurance of these drives with Chia plotting, and get that together if you're interested in that, or relative performance. If you're interested in that, just let me know in the comments. So yeah, this thing is going to be a PCIe 3.0, not 4.0, by 4, with a read speed of 3200 megabytes and a write speed of 2400. So the models are the LX3030, the LX2030, and here are the different variants right here. So you can see for the 2 terabyte 2030, it only does 10,000 terabytes written, which is a lot. You know, for a gamer, you're fine. For a lot of compute and Chia, maybe not so much. So 1 terabyte 3030, 27 terabytes written for the 2 terabyte version, 54 terabytes written. It is a 3D TLC NAND memory device, but we haven't got much information about the life extension technology that PNY is utilized, specifically designed for Chia plotting. So this drive is specifically designed for Chia plotting, and I would be interested to see when this comes out, what is, what is the price and what is the benefits of it. It's not out yet. I'll keep an eye out for it. If somebody sees it, let me know, and I'll try to grab it for some testing. Let's see, actually. Hang on. Where to buy? Okay. Just take it forever. All right, so we need to wrap up here. We got about 10 minutes left. Intel talks to GlobalFoundries for $30 billion. Intel is trying to gather GlobalFoundries. GlobalFoundries used to work with AMD, no longer working with AMD. Originally, this was all planned previously, but the pandemic hit, so they delayed it. Now they're going to be possibly going through with it. If it does do this, GlobalFoundries has a history of working with government agencies and stuff like that, and they are based in the US, so we should see some healthy situations prosper from this if this acquisition or is it a merger? Hang on. Intel in talks to buy. Yeah. So if this merger actually goes through, we might see some healthy things coming from Intel. Intel really needs to step up the game because it's losing pretty heavily to AMD. And AMD's next-gen Ryzen Zen 4, we're hearing news of what won't be changing about the core count. According to two well-known Twitter leakers, Executable Fix and Patrick Schur, AMD Zen 4 consumer chips will feature up to 16 cores apiece. That's the same as the maximum core count on the Ryzen 5950X available today. That would suggest that AMD's current 8-core CCX design isn't going anywhere with Zen 4, and the top consumer chip of the generation, assumed named the 6950X, will feature two 8-core chiplets under the hood with no official confirmation from AMD. That's still a whole lot of processing power to work with a desktop chip. The 16-core Ryzen 5950X is no slouch. But if you need more power, there's AMD's HEDT offering Threadripper, which is expected to receive Zen 3 makeovers sooner than later. There's plenty more expected with Zen 4, although AMD owned roadmaps confirm it was primarily manufactured on a 5nm process node, almost certainly TSMC's, but further leaks suggest it could come with an overhauled I/O die. That's what I care about, because we see the TDP of it. Patrick Schur alluded to the Zen 4 processors could run the gamut of 65-watt TDP all the way up to 175 or 170-watt TDP. For the record, the 5950X operates at 105 TDP. So the node's getting smaller, 5nm process, but we're having higher TDP, which is interesting to me. That will make for a huge increase in power consumption for the next generation top chips, despite a more advanced process node in 5nm. And this is what we're thinking. The increased processing or TDP on it is that current AMD desktop CPUs do not feature integrated graphics, though unlike Intel core processors, and rumors of potential iGPU with Raphael have been growing over the course of the year. So I think the increase, 170 watt increase in TDP, leaks suggest that there may be reserved for a chip that's coming out of the ordinary. 120 watts may be the more of the norm. A Zen 4 desktop processors. Well, will AMD be adding integrated graphics into its CPUs? That would be very interesting, right? Because right now you could build an AMD system for really cheap compared to Intel, but then you have no GPU. So some people go for Intel with integrated graphics just because they can't get a damn GPU. So if AMD does have a CPU that's in that budget, mid to low range, with integrated graphics that's decent, because we've seen them do good in the mobile application, the mobile space. I'd be interested to see what they do with the APU desktop space. But that's going to be pretty much it for news. It looks like that PNY drive is not sold in my country. Anybody know any of these manufacturers and can get their hand on one of the PNY drives, hit me up. You can always find me online on Twitter. You could always comment one of the videos, and I do my best to get to everybody. I don't always do it because the channel has grown a lot bigger than I expected, but I appreciate all the growth and all your support that you guys have provided me. All right, so let's look over the chat. We got about 6 minutes left. So Evans Jason, if you're still here, have you faced any LHR cards nerfed on Raven or Ergo? When I tested the 3070 Ti and the 3080 Ti, I did see some irregularities, but I didn't see it per se myself. It was more hearsay from users that I trust. But Ethereum is the one that they focused on, Nvidia focused on, and the other algos should mine like normal, but some of them may take like a 25% hit, but still mine pretty decently. I'll fix my links. Thank you for telling me all that. You asked me about that. Okay, we're good. Has anyone noticed ASICs selling from China? No, we have not seen any ASICs selling from China yet. What is, let's see here, S19. ASIC. $87,000. 17, 42 terahash, 4,000. 4,000. No. Have not yet. Huh. Interesting. Would you buy GPUs after EIP 1559? Me? Yes. Evans asked, would you buy GPUs after EIP 1559? Yes. I would primarily, honestly, focus on Nvidia GPUs because they're a little bit more well-rounded, as in like they combine multiple algorithms. AMD can do the same, multiple algorithms, but they're very fine-tuned for specific subset, right? So ETH hash, Ethereum Classic, Kryptonite variants, whereas Nvidia is, Raven coin, Conflux, Grand Mimble coin, whatever it may be. But my Nvidia rig's full, and I'm out of money, and my wife will kill me, so I'm chilling right now. But yes, I will continue to buy GPUs even after EIP 1559 because even if Ethereum switches to 2.0, it's not the end of the world. There's still other algos to mine. There's still proof of work, and there's still a way to make a profit. And there's ways to turn that mining profit into more profit, which I talked about way back when, but I probably need to make an updated video. All right, any last minute questions? Did you order the Steam Deck? Yes, I did. How'd you know, Hex? How'd you know? So yes, yesterday, the Steam Deck came out, and you could reserve it. I would really like to test it. It operates on AMD hardware. But yeah, scalpers are really, like, they hit it hard. Like, as soon as it went live at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, it was like Scalper Central, and everything was hit. You couldn't do anything. It said, like, you couldn't click anything. It was ridiculous. And scalpers keep doing this, man. They're going to keep buying new hardware because they know gamers, miners, or entrepreneurs or enthusiasts want it. And it's just freaking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see here. Scalpers want $5,000 for a Steam Deck. That's nuts, man. That's nuts. It's nuts. Wow. Why? But yeah, I got mine reserved. I'm just going to wait. I'm not in any rush. Preset, like, order confirm. What? They're just order confirmations. You're paying these people money for order confirmations, guys. Don't do it. This is stupid. This is so stupid. All right. Whatever. Just some spam caller calling me. So I gotta get ready to go. We gotta go show some love for Savage Mind's family and help support them. If you guys aren't aware, Savage Mind was a close friend of the mining community. Unfortunately, he left the earth, and we're gonna wish him well and take care of the family, help him out. Thank you everybody who supported the Hash for Savage, and BB couldn't be happier for all the support that she received and all the love that we showed that family. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Did you order Steam Deck, BBT, and Son of a Tech? Order 1 too. Yeah, as long as people pay scalp prices, there will be scalping. Yeah, Brian Walters, 100%. As long as people are going to continue to pay the scalper pricing, the scalpers will continue to stay. I mean, you got to think, and a lot of people are just like, oh, it's miners. At the very beginning, yeah, miners are buying the GPUs because their ROI is still decent on some of them and profits are still good. Not me. That's wrong. It's morally wrong in my opinion. Whatever. Botting is morally wrong, but it is a capitalist market and they're going to take advantage of it. And all of the botters and scalpers switched over from the Air Jordans, the Nike sales, the Kobe's, the LeBrons. They saw a niche and they're like, hey, all this hardware, they're only going to release, so many thousand GPUs. If we get that and we get all the supply, then we can mark it up by 25, 50, even 100%. And so they switched their software to focus on that, and they're making lucrative money, and it sucks. You can get in on it. It's going to cost you a decent amount of money to get in on it, but for me, it's morally wrong, and I don't want to do it. You can run Python scripts if you wanted to, but oftentimes those scripts are slower, and the website sometimes stops you, which is why these bot programs use dedicated servers, and you have so many IPs that you can hit the site from, and you just keep refreshing, keep going, and there's an auto checkout process that helps you out. So, but I have stock drops. It's in my Discord. If you haven't familiarized yourself yet, the Discord is behind the join button. So, Alex, make sure after you get it, when you get a chance, since you joined, go to the community tab, I think, or the members tab, and go get the Discord link and get in here. You do have to verify. It's just to stop bots from getting in. But yeah, make sure you guys check it out. And every once in a while, I will drop a link to the Discord that only has so many uses and only runs for so long. So keep an eye out for that, either on my Twitter or otherwise. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please do me a favor on the way out, because I'm talking to my people that are watching this in the future now, not my live people. My live people, thank you so much for coming by from Red or from wherever you are. Hope to see you again. It was a pleasure meeting you. You take care of yourselves. And for my people watching in the future, please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and notification bell, as well as check out some of the links that are broken right now, but I'll try to have fixed by the time you get to it that helps support the channel, like the dogelord.com, where you can get sweet merch like this shirt from the Savage Mind collection, and many of the crypto mining community is on there selling their merch. So you guys take care. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next one.